Today we're gonna make General Tso's chicken. Let's get into it. Alright, so General Tso's chicken is an American Chinese dish. It's essentially a battered and deep fried chicken with a sweet and spicy sauce. Now you can order this dish nearly at every Chinese restaurant across the US, but the quality and the recipe vary slightly. So today we're gonna make a homemade version of this that's gonna be the best General Tso's chicken you ever had in your life. Without further ado, let's get to cooking. This General Tso's chicken recipe is so good, you're never gonna wanna order takeout again after trying it. To start, we're going to take some boneless, skinless chicken thighs and we're going to cut them into little bite-sized pieces. I personally like to remove a little bit of the fat from the chicken before cutting it up. You could use boneless, skinless chicken breasts if you like, but keep in mind that chicken thighs are a little more traditional. Don't worry if you're using chicken breast, since you're battering and deep frying the chicken, it'll still be nice and juicy. Place the cut up chicken in a large bowl and then we're going to marinate with 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of mirin, 1 large egg, and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Give that a toss and mix until all the chicken is evenly incorporated with the marinade. Then we're going to place it in the fridge to marinate for 1 to 2 hours or up to overnight. Next, we're going to move on to making the sauce before we prep our vegetables and fry the chicken. In a large bowl, we're going to combine 6 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar, 1/4 cup of mirin, 6 tablespoons of chicken stock, a teaspoon of sesame oil, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Give that a whisk until the cornstarch and sugar is dissolved, then place in the fridge until you're ready to use. We have just a few more things to do before we get to cooking. Next, by using a rice cooker or pot, add 2 cups of rice. This next step is very important. Make sure that you run the rice under cold water until the water runs clear. This will help to remove any debris or any dirt from manufacturing. Do not skip this step. It's a crucial step to getting the right texture in your rice. Leave just enough clean water that corresponds with the amount of rice you're making, then turn it on and let it do its thing. Now let's move on to prepping the last of our ingredients. First, we're going to peel and crush about 6 cloves of garlic. Then we're going to peel a 2-inch piece of ginger and mince it up nice and fine along with the garlic. Next, we're going to cut up some green onion by finely chopping the top, cutting the middle section into 2-inch pieces, then finally slicing the whites of the onion. Keep all 3 sections separated as they'll go in at different times in the cooking process. And lastly, we're going to get out 5 or 6 Arbol Chilies and have them ready to go. So it's most common when you order General Tso's chicken that it comes with some steamed broccoli, so we're going to steam a little bit and serve it on the side. Now let's get the dredge ready for the chicken. In a large bowl, combine 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and a little salt. Whisk until combined and then set aside until you're ready to use. Next, in a Dutch oven or deep fryer, fill no more than halfway up with vegetable oil and heat to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. While the oil is coming up to temp, this will be a good time to get our chicken out and dredge in small batches. Place a few pieces of chicken in the flour, making sure not to overcrowd the bowl, then completely cover each piece of chicken in the flour and make sure to knock off the excess. Now it's time to move on to deep frying the chicken. Once the oil has reached 350 degrees Fahrenheit, add a few pieces of chicken, making sure not to overcrowd the pot. Deep fry the chicken in batches for around 4 to 5 minutes per batch or until nice and golden brown. The internal temperature of the fried chicken should reach 165 degrees internally. Then once cooked, drain the chicken on a wire rack and immediately season with salt. Repeat the process with the rest of your chicken. Now let's move on to making the General Tso's chicken and putting it all together. In a wok or large saucepan on medium heat, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil and the whites of your green onion. Saute for a few minutes, then add the minced ginger, garlic, and Arbol chilies. Continue to saute for around 1 minute or until fragrant, then add all of your sauce. Bring the sauce to a simmer, then lower the heat and reduce until thickened. Make sure to keep an eye on the sauce and stir often. The sauce will change to a dark caramel color and you'll know it's reduced enough when it can coat the back of a spoon. At this point, the sauce is reduced and ready to go, so we're going to add all the crispy fried chicken to the pan, then toss and completely coat in the sauce. Now we're going to turn off the heat, then we're going to add the 2-inch pieces of green onion that we cut up earlier. Once the green onions are wilted slightly, we're going to give it one final toss and get ready to serve it up. I recommend serving it up family style on a large plate, adding some of the broccoli on the side, garnishing with green onion, and serving with rice. I know you all are going to love this recipe, and I can't wait for you to try it. Enjoy. Alright, so there you have it. We made our General Tso's chicken. I really hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. If you end up making this, please leave me a comment. Let me know how you liked it. If you enjoyed this video or you learned something, give us a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.